It's TheFrXion here, or Tank12, however you want to call me, and it's going crazy. Wargaming have actually released the IS3 Black Edition. No, I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. This skin that we have right here on the IS3 is a modded skin that people have actually made and put online. And if you have read the title, which you probably did already, which is going to blow this entire intro away. Anyhow, today we're going to be talking about the problematics of mods, or pretty much mod support for World of Tanks. Is modding a good tool for World of Tanks? Just recently we have seen a lot of hacks, we have seen a lot of different programs, scripts that have been written and been used by players that have actually given them an unfair advantage. So my question today is, are mods good for World of Tanks? Should mods still be in World of Tanks, although we have some really bad mods out there? Wargaming have pretty much released, finally, after years of people and community asking for the list, a list of mods that are allowed and the list of mods that are illegal, so people that are playing this game can finally know what mods they can use and what mods they can't use. But there are, of course, still some black sheep out there who are hiding in the masses and still using some of these mods. For example, Warpack or an aimbot mod and all that kind of stuff. So all the dirty kind of stuff that we have. So today we're going to be taking a look at a very cluttered World of Tanks. Very modded, quite heavily modded by myself. I put a lot of stuff in there. And let's see, at least like I actually added some stuff at the beginning. Unfortunately, I cannot show you replays of it because the mods will not show in the replay version. They will only show in the live game. And the first thing you'll notice is that I have XVM loaded in. So if you hit tab or look at the entire list over here, it is full. This is an XVM mod with all kinds of stuff. I have a RHM Scorpion G that I've modded, or at least I put a skin on. And this is all fine, you know, people who want to use skins like for that T26E4, the Korean mod, the Korean skin, or the Scorpion, which looks quite awkward, or the IS3, which in my opinion looks absolutely awesome. So we're going to be playing this game fully modded, XVM, some skins. Unfortunately, there are no new crosshair mods out for 9.17, so I couldn't load that. And there were some other mods that I actually wanted to put in, like taking away shadows and all that kind of stuff, taking away the trees, which is actually taking away all the trees in the game is a legal mod, because World of Tanks, they do not want you to use these mods, or especially that mod. And I just modded, put all the stuff in there, and today we're going to be asking us the question, is World of Tanks good as a modded game, or is the vanilla version good enough? Especially after, in the last patch, 9.16, which is actually already 2-3 months ago, they have introduced a lot of features that some mods have had already. Tank carousel, then you have the hit detection down there for the damage you've done, the damage you've blocked, and assistance damage, which is actually very helpful, especially if you're spotting. And all of these steps that Wargaming have taken to actually reduce the amount of mods that you need, because every time there's a new update, you need to update your mod, right? Your modding base, you need to get the newest mod, or else it's not compatible with the version of World of Tanks. And obviously, that is a lot of work. So when Wargaming actually fixes that for us and releases the mod, I have nothing to complain there. But this opens the question, are mods still needed? Especially with the big debate going on, hacks in World of Tanks. Of course, like any reasonable player, we want to get the hackers out of this game. We do not want to have unfair players, we do not want to have cheaters in World of Tanks, because obviously cheaters ruin the fun for everyone. But we have to have a distinction towards the players, which Wargaming just did a few weeks ago or a few months ago, I think. I'm not sure if it was one month ago or like, I don't know. When they released the list of the mods that are not okay to be used, they actually cleaned up a lot of the clutter, the mystery around all of these things. You can see there's a modded AIM-X CDC. It looks absolutely ridiculous. But if people like that, why not use it? I mean, skins, in my opinion, are no problem. It gets a little bit more interesting and controversial with, well, you guessed it, scripts. Unfortunately, I'm very much out in the open, getting shot by artillery right here. It's kind of difficult. I don't usually do live commentaries, and I tend to like to show replays more, just to know what game or what kind of moves I do next, because I've already done them. But that's not really important right now. God, the Scorpion G, there's a guy back there and he's pretty much punching us. So, cheats, obviously cheaters should get banned or they should get a high penalty. And I think that's exactly what Wargaming is trying to do. They have already banned certain players for a while. They have kicked certain players off the game already, I think. And I think if we just imagine taking away all the mods, that would mean for us no more bots. That would mean for us no more aim, wall hacks, all that kind of stuff that people use to gain a very unfair advantage in the game. So the question right now is, though, maybe if we do not have mods, the game would be working a lot better. Wargaming would not have to release this kind of list. The mod support, all the mods that we have are actually in the game already, and you don't need them anymore. But obviously, people like to personalize their game, and I think that is not a bad thing. That is why a complete ban of mods, for at least for me, I am totally not in favor of, because I enjoy my mods. I use some mods. I use XVM mainly from Quickie Baby, and I know a lot of people are very angry about XVM and are not very appreciative of it, and I can totally understand why. It's just that some people, well, I mean, I think it's okay if everybody uses whatever they want to use, as long as they don't get a distinct advantage. But we of course have to take into account that some of these mods, XVM mainly, I just bounced that shot by the Scorpion G. XVM mainly is very controversial because it splits the community into different castes, what do you call them, into little groups. And people have complained that the XVM, or just having XVM, has caused a lot of disputes during the game, a lot of hate. And I have seen that myself. I've seen people just discriminating other players for having that kind of color, which shows their statistics. And if we would actually remove all the mods, XVM would fall off too as well. But that is just the thing. Is it the right thing to do? Is reducing all the modifications that we have, the access to all the modifications to World of Tanks, the right step? I think mods have always helped or benefited games, especially those games that rely on the community. But I have to say, Wargaming is a very active developer. If you look at World of Tanks, the updates that they're bringing out, every 3 months there's a major update, and they're refining the game, they're bringing out new stuff, so that is not the case. And especially with the added thing right here that you have some of the mods already implemented, a lot of people have stopped using mods. And I myself have seen that I only use one mod, XVM. I don't use the Jimbo Crosshair mod anymore. I don't use Arty mods that I used before. And I've seen people stop using mods completely. So the modding scene, actually, I've seen some mods that have disappeared. But I think, still, nonetheless, mods benefit most of the time, contribute and benefit the game. But I see the problem that people have with modifications. And I see the problems that we have and that we're facing right now. But I am asking myself, are the precautions that Wargaming is taking, the list that they have created, the people that they are banning, are they enough to get all the cheaters out of the system? Maybe taking away all the mods would simplify a lot of things. It would actually help benefit everybody in a certain aspect, at least in some aspects. No one would be able to cheat. And that is also one of the reasons why some people have actually left World of Tanks for other tank games, War Thunder for example, or Armored Warfare. I think Armored Warfare does not support any mods at all. War Thunder I think does, but I've never heard of cheats in War Thunder. But in World of Tanks, things are a little bit different, right? Maybe, I think one of the solutions that they could bring up to the table is they could implement the mods that are really popular into the game, just like they have done with the hit counter, the damage block counter, all that kind of stuff. And if they would have actually have more, what should you call it, cooperation between the mod maker and the game itself, the developers, at least the server side place, so that if there is a modification, they can send it in to Wargaming. Wargaming can check it. Obviously they have other things to do, so I think that is quite difficult to achieve, but it would be a possibility. They could check it and then they could add it into the game, and if anyone wants the mod, they have like a big list and folders of the modifications that they can use, and if people just don't like it, they can all just block it out. Because fully blocking modifications such as XVM and all that kind of stuff would probably not work very well with the player base that actually use the modification, and that is actually one of the things that bother a lot of people, that the liberty, that if they would do that, they would take away their liberty, and that would make a lot of people quite upset. So what do you guys think of the modding in World of Tanks? Should mods be allowed? Should mods be completely restricted from the game? Or should there be a middle lining like World of Tanks is trying right now with implementing some mods that are really popular into the game and letting the player choose if they want to use the mods? I think that would be the best decision, but as always, I'm very interested to hearing your guys' opinion, and until next time, I see you guys on the battlefield.